The 28th, 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm First Warning Meteorologist Eric Burris here with you for Coffee Talk, where we get together 7 days a week and we chat about what's going on in the world of weather. Hopefully get your day started off on the right note. Weather-wise today, if you live in most of town, this is about what you're experiencing. So when I say get your day started off on the right note, understand I don't take responsibility for the actual weather, but rather making sure that you at least know what the weather is going to do. It is rainy. That's the Kennedy Space Center. That's our tower cam network over there. Obviously, it's gray. It is damp. We did scrub the Falcon 9 launch. Not we, but they scrubbed the Falcon 9 launch last night. Hoping for better weather come tonight as that comes through. But at the very least, you can very clearly see the VAB is wet. Let's come over to our first warning Doppler radar, and there it is. Showers just widespread around town. In my little area, it's not really misting even anymore, but it was earlier. There was a misty rain kind of coming on in. Here's a look at it on the loop, and I'll just bring it full screen for you, and you can very clearly see what the shower activity looks like. Let's bring it in a little closer, and you can see through the metro little ribbons of rain. Heavier stuff along the beach line there. Out around Bithlow and Wedgefield, you can kind of see the yellows and the greens kind of popping up. Out near Innovation Way, near Avalon Middle School. Further over to the coastline, we're watching more steady rains right on the Brevard-Volusia County border around Scottsmore, up toward Oak Hill and Edgewater. You're doing okay. The showers kind of remaining off the shoreline. And then as we head off to the south, look at that. There's even some rain out around DeLand and DeLeon Springs. But as we head off to the south, you can see into Brevard County, little pockets of rain around. So yeah, it's not an ideal setup. I'll be the first to tell you that. But we'll be okay. Just don't drive like a knucklehead. I drove by like 3 accidents taking the kids to class this morning. 3 accidents. Like, people, just slow down, get off your phone, and drive, okay? Okay. All right, there's temperatures right now. 55 degrees in Orlando. We're sitting on the back porch. I got my brother Frank here. Hello. Hello, good morning. It's a beautiful morning. Stella's out here with us. It's a little chilly out west and up to the north, though. 49 in Wildwood. It is 50 degrees in Ocala. It's about 61 degrees in Titusville, 59 in Melbourne. So, yeah, good stuff. Good morning to you. Evelyn, good morning to you. So tired of this cold weather. Evelyn, you may not want to stay tuned then, because we've got, like, gross cold weather moving in. And then we've got wonderful Florida weather moving in. Like, by next week, we'll be able to jump in the pool. Asterisk, you'll have to heat the pool, but, you know, it is getting nicer. Ashley, good morning to you. Arnett, Linda, good morning, good morning. Oh, I see Frank. Good morning. How are you? Yukon, good morning to you. It's been raining off and on for 3 days, Linda says. I know. And it's the same thing at cause for each day. It's this pesky storm system that's been in the vicinity. And what's interesting about that storm system, you can kind of see it there. Obviously, now it's off of our east coast, which has been allowing those showers along the east coast. But what's interesting is it's actually this storm system. Let me widen out the perspective a little bit. It's actually that storm system that's going to help to slurp in that big cold front. And as it does so, it will rush in big chill air. This is going to be, you know, there's been a lot of talk and there's been a lot of hype. I'm not saying from us. I'm just saying in general. But, you know, you and I were talking, so let's just talk. There's been a lot of people talking about this. We're not going to get to frostbite category, okay? We're not going to see snow. What we are going to get is like a disgusting weekend of weather in terms of the chill. Like, if you're like me and you don't love... What? Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. If you're like me and you don't love the cold, it's if only the Pro Bowl was here this weekend, like that would just make it the whole perfect scenario, right? But at any rate, we're getting a big, gross area of cold air moving into town. I wish I had better weather for you. Yukon says, I'm enjoying the cold weather, free air conditioning. The problem is, then you have to run the stupid heater, which is less efficient. It runs your power bill up even more. So, I'm not a fan. But then again, yeah. Then again, we just have to remember, Florida gets like a week of this a year. Joseph, thank you, buddy. Appreciate the nice words. Joe says, cover the plants, wrap the exposed pipes, leave a couple of faucets dripping, and for crying out loud, please do not leave the animals outside unprotected. Yeah, I mean, Joe, I was going to mention it, but yeah, you got it. That's exactly the idea. So let's talk about this weekend. Let's just talk about morning lows, okay? A lot of talk has been about Sunday morning, just because that's the colder morning. But tomorrow morning is going to be gross as well. 38 degrees is our forecast in Orlando for Saturday morning. Sunday morning, the forecast low is 31. I don't. Now, here's the other fun thing. We're going to have live team coverage, so I'll be in the studio with you tomorrow. Then on Sunday morning, the chief is going to wake up early for you and I. He's waking up, and I'm getting relegated to the weather lab. So I get it. Like, you know how I like to pull strings and throw around my seniority so that I can go cover launches? Well, when it comes to who's going out in the cold, the chief is going to say, bada bing, I've got 6 months seniority over you, Burris, so you go in the cold. That's okay. I'm not teasing, but I'm teasing, right? Like, that I would do the same thing. The only person that I don't have seniority over on that weather team is Manalfi by like 6 months. God. And because he and I are not going anywhere, he will always have that seniority. Unless he wins the lottery. Bada bing, bada boom. Anyway, so I will be out in the cold with you on Sunday morning, but we do have live team coverage. And then Marlene Martinez is actually going to be in the studio tracking everything for us. So, it's going to be fully covered, okay? And I don't want you to confuse coverage with hype, because if there's one thing, and I can't speak for anybody else, but I can speak for myself, if there's one thing that I am not all about, it's hype. I will not hype it. I will give you reality, I will give you information, and then we'll go from there, okay? So let's talk about things. First off, Sunday morning, we have freeze and hard freeze watches. Big surprise, right? What's a hard freeze? That means temperatures are expected for several hours to be into the 20s, essentially. Whereas a freeze is obviously temperatures are expected to be into the lower 30s at or about below 32 degrees for several hours. So freeze and hard freeze watches in effect for all of Central Florida. If you can hear me and you live on that map area, you're under a freeze or a hard freeze watch. But I do not want to forget the fact that even tomorrow, even Saturday, we're under wind chill advisories. And I think that the wind chill is something I think the wind chill will get you more than the freeze in terms of real impacts. Like if we're talking about concerns for pipes and plants and pets, sure, the freeze is a concern. But when you're talking about making plans outside, it could be cold as ice. But if there's a little bit of wind, oh, forget it. Case in point, Saturday. I would love, what do I do just about every Saturday? I take the family out to Disney. What will I not be doing this weekend? Taking the family out to Disney. If these temperatures were as they are, without any wind, we'd go out and play in the parks. But there's too much wind, and I just don't want my little ones having to deal with it. So I'm not telling you to stay home. I'm just telling you my wimpy tush is going to be keeping the kids at home. That's what it is. So your weekend planner, it's going to be beautifully sunny. A couple of clouds, but it's going to look great. Saturday, it will feel like the 40s essentially all day, even the 30s, if I'm honest with you. Saturday is going to be cold. Then Sunday, because of the fact that the temperatures are going to get so cold, and because of the fact that some of us are going to have issues like with plants and with pipes, we've declared it a first warning weather day, meaning that you need to be taking those precautions. You need to be doing what you need to do to protect those items. And no, it's not hype. So let's talk about it, okay? Let's make sure we know what that red box is for. The red box is because the temperatures are going to be getting so cold, okay? So I know we have this graphic because Tony makes 80 graphics without even shedding a sweat. See, I should have looked this one up. Stand by. I'll find it. Is it that? There we are. Okay. Plants, pipes, and pets. So we've declared it a first warning weather day because plants. I've got in my backyard, as you can see, I've got palm trees. That may be a problem. So going to have to do something to protect my palm trees. If you have more sensitive plants as well, flowers, things like that, cover them. Okay, pipes, cover pipe. When it comes to covering pipes, especially if you've got like thin copper pipes or something outside, that's a concern for me. My house is only a couple of years old, but I've got pipes exposed, PVC, through the pool. Okay, so what does that mean? I'm going to actually run my pool pump I'm basically going to run it on low the next couple of nights. And then I'm just going to keep one of my faucets just dripping a little bit, just a little drip. And I'm just going to do that because even the most subtle motion, even just the littlest of motion of that water could help to keep it from bursting. Are we talking about pipes bursting all over? No, but do you really want to chance it? Some of our northern areas are going to be getting cold enough that is a concern. So mitigation is the key here. This is why that day on our maps is in red, okay? No, this is not frostbite weather. Conversely, if you don't wear the proper clothing, it's going to be dangerous, but just wear the proper clothing, right? Okay, pets. Stella, come here, baby. Come here. You want to come here? You can already tell that she's a little bit sluggish outside because it's in the 50s. She's like me. She doesn't love the cold. If you have outdoor animals, bring them inside, put them in the garage, do something because would you want to sleep outside in temperatures in the 20s with wind chills even lower? Certainly not, right? If you're into the equestrian world, make sure that the horses are in a heated barn or in a position where you've got them blanketed and warm as you can. That also said, in the house, if you're using space heaters, turn them off when you leave the room. Keep them away from curtains. Keep them, be safe about it. This time of year, I'm going to put my Red Cross board member hat on for a moment. This time of year, we responded to so many fires over the years, this time of year, because of space heaters. You don't want to burn your house down. And even worse, you don't want to run the space heater, in a position where the house catches fire while you're sleeping. So just be very, very, very cognizant. Use your head, okay? Seriously. Be very careful with it, okay? All right, let's get through here. Colleen says, please protect your pets. Remember, they depend on us. Seriously, right? You can be a schmuck to yourself, but the animals depend on us. They do, okay? So here's what we're looking at for the weekend forecast, all right? For tonight, temperature's going to be dropping. Tomorrow morning, it's going to be cold. And we'll look at those day-by-day temperatures here in a moment. But tomorrow, through the day, temps will top out in the 40s and the 50s. Wind chills in the morning will feel like the 20s and the 30s. Saturday night, okay? Very cold. Very cold. Here, we could even boil it down even more. Tomorrow night, freeze and hard freeze conditions, okay? So let's start getting into those numbers, shall we? Let's start off with Saturday morning. Stand by. Saturday morning. Here's a look at where we'll be tomorrow morning, okay? Just above freezing in Ocala, upper 30s in Orlando's metro, about 34 Daytona Beach, 39 degrees in Palm Coast, okay? Then, this is not taking in the wind chill. These are actual temperatures. We'll look at the wind chills in a moment, all right? Then we get into the afternoon, into the balmy 40s and 50s. 50 in Orlando, Leesburg, and Ocala. 46, our high temperature in Palm Coast tomorrow. 48 in Daytona Beach. 50 degrees in Titusville. Yeah. It's going to be cold. It's going to be very cold, okay? Again, wind chills are even lower. What about Sunday morning? All right, let's talk about Sunday's morning low temperatures. 31 in Orlando, 27 in Leesburg. I know we haven't taken a lot of questions here. I'm just kind of rattling off information because there's a lot to talk about. And coffee is so good on a cold morning, right? 31 in Orlando, 27 degrees in Sanford, 26 in DeLand, 24 degrees in Ocala. I really am going to have to cover those palms, aren't I? Yeah, crud. That's just one extra thing. Okay, run the pool pumps. If you have solar heating, like I have solar for electricity, but if you have solar for your pool, run the water through the solar system. Turn off the thermostat. Run it through just to keep because you don't want that freezing up, because it freezes and it expands and then it bursts your pipes. And for those of you that are either making fun, ha ha ha, Floridians are stupid. No, we're not. This is just stuff that we don't do all the time. You know? That's all. Okay? Because I know people love making fun of us. That's okay. It's okay. We'll make fun of you the next time you get a hurricane. No, we won't. Some people will. I won't. Some people will. Oh, the internet. Tiffany says, did it go up a tiny bit? I'll take a degree or two warmer. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure. I mean, this has been, maybe a degree or two, but it's been pretty consistent. Dan says he's older, so he will retire first. Talking about the Tony seniority. Yep. I like that. See, that's what's also funny. If you think about it, if he Manolfi, I'm not talking about, he brought it up, okay? But it is kind of funny. When Manolfi retires and I have 20 years more, 10 years more, depends how, Manolfi's young and youthful enough. Manolfi's actually 70 already. He's young and he's not really 70. I'm just making fun of him. But I could see Manolfi working to 70. Of course, if you ask him, he's going to be like, bada bing, bada no. The Pro Bowl never came back to Orlando after giving them 4 years of miserable weather. Isn't it funny? Like, we get like 1 week of this a year. Seriously, you know? What in the world is going on? Yeah. Paula, are cows and horses able to handle this cold since they are not acclimated? No! I mean, not really. We need to do what we can to keep the animals. Yeah. Take care of your pets. I think I'm going to have to do soup this weekend. Actually, I need to do a part of my day. Today's my day off. So a part of my mission for today is going to be working on meal planning, so that I can put in our Kroger order. We pay for it, not an endorsement. But I'm thinking about this weekend. Like, maybe I'll make some tomato soup for Saturday, Definitely have to start thinking about that. Yeah. Take care of your pets. Oh, yeah. My Mastiff probably won't even want to go out in the cold. Listen, Stella is not a fan of the cold either. I've got my sweater on my dog now. Maybe Stella, you want to put on a sweater? Maybe we'll do that. Palm Beach, Florida watching. Judith, good morning down in Palm Beach. Charles, good morning from the Daytona infield. Your wife messaged me yesterday talking about not having any desire to go out into that cold. But I knew Charles would. What is it? Come hell or high water, right? Like, you'll be out there. You live for this. But you've got the nicest accommodations. Carolyn, how big are my palms? What would you say, like 5 feet, 6 feet? 5, 6 feet? I've never, if I'm honest, I had the palms put in before last winter and we never got that cold. So if I'm honest, I've never done that. So I actually need to hit up Charlie, who's my buddy who helped put them in. Be like, Charlie, how do I do this? I've never had to do it, but I need to do that. Yeah. Cindy says Ocala does it almost every year. Right. It's only been a couple of days since Ocala's frozen. But again, it's been 4 years since Orlando's gotten into that much of a chill. And what's interesting too, a lot of people ask, like, is this the coldest air we've ever seen? And the answer is no. It's not the coldest we've ever seen. But what is the coldest we've ever seen? This is kind of an interesting statistic. The coldest temperature ever in Ocala, 11 degrees. Daytona Beach, you made it down to 15 degrees once back in 1985. Leesburg, 16. Orlando, the coldest it's ever been on record since the 1800s when records were kept. The coldest you've ever read, 19 degrees. That's disgusting. I have no desire. Nancy says, I wonder how old Dave Marsh was when he retired. You know, I don't know. I've only met the guy a couple of times. Yukon says, no offense to Manalfi, but I can tell he colors his hair. What does that have to do with this conversation, Yukon? Even if he does, let the guy be youthful. I don't care. He's a putz nonetheless. Arnett, is Frank going to say hi to us on camera? No. He looks the way I feel, if that tells you anything. He hasn't put himself together yet. You can say hello verbally though.
Yeah. Hi.
You want to say it louder?
No.
Okay. He's still drinking his coffee. Do you know what the wind speed will be on Sunday? Yeah, so let's talk about the wind chills and all that fun stuff. All right, so let's just get into winds. Give me a second to pull that up. Hold on. All right. So let's talk about winds. You see how the colors really start showing up? Like this is 5 a.m. tomorrow. Those are gusts, not temperatures. These are wind gusts, although the feels like temperatures are really not much different. It will be gusting 20 to 30 miles an hour tomorrow. That is absolutely, completely disgusting. Through the day tomorrow. Oh my God. The winds will be gusting through the day 20 to 30 miles an hour. Yeah, I really do need to get a real winter coat. Like, that's not even a joke. Okay? 5 p.m., still gusting into the 20s. And then looking ahead to Saturday night, Sunday morning, not as much, 5-10 miles an hour. But remember, even 5-10 miles an hour with temperatures in the 20s and 30s, it's still bad. Okay? All right, so let's talk about things, shall we? This is just unacceptable. All right, so let's start off. Let's do this. All right, so let's start off tomorrow morning, okay? These are the feels like temperatures tomorrow morning. It will feel like the 30s and 40s. It's going to be in the 30s and 40s as well. Watch how through the day Saturday, let's just pause this at 4 p.m. It will feel like the 30s and 40s. That's why the wind chill advisory is posted, because even though temperatures climb to a balmy 50, it will feel like the 30s and 40s. So fun. Where does this become a concern? If you're like me and you don't have a winter coat. So I would say this. Now, my excuse, because somebody made fun of me yesterday, a friend. Okay. Isn't that funny? The weather guy doesn't have a winter coat. The weather guy also just went from a size 2XL to a size small. So that's my excuse. The winter coats that I have would let in quite the draft. And I've already donated them. So I do need to get the winter coat. But, I mean, very clearly, my friends, like 3:30 tomorrow, that is why I'm not going to the theme parks. And like, could you even imagine riding a roller? Like, if I wanted to go to SeaWorld, could you imagine riding a roller coaster? I mean, I feel like I've done it when I was younger, and I was hardier and not a wimp. But the older I get, the more of a wimp I am. I don't know. Yeah, I think this is going to be a soup. I have a good recipe for chicken and dumplings. Maybe I'll make that this weekend. Something like that. Yeah. Stella would probably be happier if she had a sweater on. Yeah. They won't be laughing next week when we're back in the 70s. That's it, Joanna. You're right. That's it. You got sometimes I say stupid things. Sorry, not sorry. No, you're fine. Look, I love making fun of Manalfi just like the next guy. I'm just like, I didn't even know what the hell to do with anything. Stupid sandwiches. Flying out Monday, 6 a.m. Will it be better? We'll be on the trend better and better. But again, as long as... Now, that does bring up an interesting point, though, Paula. By Monday, it'll be getting better. I remember a couple of years ago, we had 4 years ago, maybe it was longer, there was ice on the wings of the airplanes at Orlando International Airport. and they did not own a de-icing truck because it happens once a year, right? So I remember it was Southwest in particular, one of the bigger clients of Orlando International Airport, the bigger providers. They had to wait for the sun to come up to de-ice the wings because they couldn't do it. They couldn't spray on the glycol. That said, I believe they have purchased a truck. I believe they have one now for that 1 week a year. Don't quote me on it, but I believe that's the case because that one day was so bad that it was like there was like 100 flights delayed until the sun came up. So anyway, there may be some subtle delays as planes line up to de-ice at Orlando International Airport. That may be an interesting story. I don't know that. I'll have to pitch that for Marley Martinez because we're going to have her live. And if I'm driving around into all the places and doing all the cold, maybe Marley could be out there showing the glycol being sprayed at Orlando International Airport. Right? Cindy, looks like a winter hurricane thingamabob. I like that. Where are my Uggs? I've never owned a pair of Uggs. Yeah. Eric, it will be fine. Just layer. Yeah, I'll be like the guy in A Christmas Story. I'll be like, I have every jacket I own layered. And every t-shirt I own layered. Yeah. How long is this rain sticking around today? Oh, I guess I never even did the 12-hour forecast, did I? We went right into the cold. Well, anyway, there's the feels like temperature. Let's just finish the feels like temperature thought, and then we can get to the cold, shall we? From there, we get to the Sunday morning feels like temperatures. And everybody, with actual temperatures in the 20s and 30s, the feels like temperatures for everybody get into the 20s. We may even have, it wouldn't surprise me if we have feels like temperatures at one point in Ocala in the teens. Which, as I say that, I know the phone's going to ring after coffee talk, and it's going to be Manolfi, and he's going to say, bada bing, bada boom, why don't you go to Ocala and stand in the middle of a field and see how cold you can get? Thanks. Maybe not, I don't know. We'll figure out a coverage plan. Sunday afternoon temps. All right, so then we get to Sunday afternoon here. Mid-50s. But again, the feels like temperatures. Here, I'll show that. And then we'll look at today's forecast because I did leave that off. Here's Sunday's afternoon high temperatures, mid-50s-ish, depending on where you are. I mean, it's still going to be gross. Still going to be gross. Nancy says, glad I'm here and not the Northeast. They are predicted to get some major snow. Yeah, there's that. Let's look at that. I didn't even mention that either. And then we'll get to today. I'm sorry. Stand by, everybody. All right. Snow threat. Where is there the threat of snow? Yeah. A high threat of snow from about Norfolk through the Chesapeake, through Jersey, through Boston. There are talks of the Northeast and New England getting a massive winter storm system. So, again, and I appreciate you mentioning that. So, as we look to our weather and we're like, woe is me, it's going to get to 30, there's no snow. We don't have to worry about putting salt on the roads or getting frozen in or any of those things. Yeah. Thank you, Stella. Oh, Nancy just shared the link, which says OIA can't de-ice frozen jets. That's back in 2010. Okay, so that's, okay. I don't know that they've gotten glycol in a truck since. I feel like they have. Is the sun going to show up on Sunday? The reality, my friends, the sun's going to show up both days this weekend. It's just going to be disgusting cold through the sun. You know? Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We're not going to have a lot of fun this weekend because of this. Yukon, Eric, you show up in Melbourne. I will buy you and whomever is with you coffee. I have a school talk I have to do at 9 o'clock this morning. Eric, we'll be shoveling for hours, days. Yeah, yeah. Yukon, Al Roker, bombogenesis. That's an actual weather term. Bombogenesis is an actual weather term. It's like a rapidly intensifying hurricane. Yeah. Sun shining makes it better. Oh, yeah, because it's gray as can be, and it's raining again at the house. First warning update, it's raining at my house. Beverly, it's cloudy over here in Winter Park. Yeah, in my little corner of Winter Park, it's raining. Sweet. Carmen, I am. Can't wait for Epcot on Sunday. Oh, you go enjoy. Look, if I didn't have little kids, I'd be out there with you. Kim says, a school talk, it's your day off. Listen, when you love doing what you do, you never work a day in your life, right? That's where we're at. All right, Debbie, have fun. All right, so let's talk about this through the next 7 days, okay? Let's put perspective together. And, at least look at mid next week, all right? At least we get there. So today, cloudy. We do get some sunny breaks. 68 the high. I love the noise of rain. Oh my God, this is like heaven. Tomorrow, waking up cold, wind chills through the day. Okay, same idea for your Sunday. Just downright gross weekend when it comes to temperatures, though. Frost around Monday morning and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Oh my God, look at that. Low, mid, upper 70s. Upper 70s. Thank you. I will be in from Amalfi on Monday and Tuesday, so you get to hang out with me through the evening newscasts. And then Wednesday, my plan is to be out in the weather lab working on a bit of a special project. We'll chat more about that next week. Any questions before I run? I don't think so. Cloudy and Ormond, yep. If the cold kills off some mosquitoes, I'll take the chili for a day or two. I agree with that. Yeah. Don't run. I'm not going to run. I'm going to run eventually. How's Dad? Little by little, It's just he's going through physical therapy. That's it. He's just doing that physical therapy thing. But every time I've seen him doing that physical therapy, it's exhausting. He's got to get that muscle atrophy taken care of. All right? I will see you guys and Jenny, yeah, probably. All right, I will see you guys and gals for the 3:30 coffee talk. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so very much for hanging out. My brother Frank, myself, have a good day.